You will feel very, very, very lost if you just move to Dubai because of social media. Let me explain this to you. There is an energy in Dubai. There's a way the city moves. There's something different about it. And I don't think that you should base your whole life on moving here just because of social media told you that this city is tax-free and women are safe here and everything is clean and everything is easily accessible. I think you should move to Dubai because God told you that you should move to Dubai. I'm going to share with you guys my journey of how I moved to Dubai. Everything that I have seen changed over the past 5 years. The last time I did this video was in 2024, and from 2024 till now things have definitely changed. My hope is that after you have watched this video, you can make an informed decision on if Dubai is for you or if it's not. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Chioma the Dubai blogger on TikTok and on Instagram, and on YouTube I am Dubai Sis in the City. This page was basically created to teach you guys how to live your authentic life and chase after your big dreams while turning Dubai into a city that definitely works for you. In this channel, we talk about everything in Dubai. We talk about traveling, we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about basically how we are growing as women here in Dubai. Now, let's get into today's video. In 2019, I took the biggest risk of my life. I moved to Dubai as a student. This was not planned. This was not something that I wanted, but I just believed that somehow, somewhere, this was exactly what God wanted me to do. Fast forward to 2025, I graduated with a first-class degree in business and finance. I started the finance part. I worked at a traditional corporate job and I realized that I did not want it. So I then quit my job and I transitioned fully into content. Now I work full-time with a podcaster whereby I manage her platform and we travel around the world to interview cool women. Beyond that, I also create content around my own experiences in Dubai, which has now become a business for me. I have seen both sides of Dubai. I have seen the fun night side. I have seen the parties, I have seen the dinings, I have seen the Michelin star restaurants, and I've also seen the other side of Dubai. I've seen the broke side. I've seen the side whereby you work at a job that is not aligned for you just to make ends meet. I have seen the side where you're compensated 2.5 dirhams per month. And after 5 years in the city, here's my honest truth. Should you move to Dubai in 2026, is it the place for opportunity for you? My answer is no. If you're someone that expects Dubai to be easy, do not move here. But if you're a hustler with a dream, this city can completely change your life. Let me rewind to how my life has changed over the past 5 years. This was the first picture that I ever took when I arrived in Dubai in 2019. At this time when I had moved here, I had no single clue what this city was going to show me. I had no single clue about what my purpose was. I had no single clue about what I wanted to do. Now fast forward to 2020 when COVID had happened. This was the photo that I took then. At this time, I had moved back home to Nigeria because there was so much happening. I had no access to my school. I had no access to actually study here, and my parents didn't want me to be here, so I had to take all of my classes online. Now fast forward to 2021 post-COVID. This is another picture that I took here. At this point, I had returned back from Nigeria after spending some time there during COVID, and I was now back in Dubai once again, and this was the time when I was struggling to kind of find a job because things were already closed and companies were just opening up little by little, but it was definitely so difficult for me. This was also the same year that I had switched majors from chemical engineering to business and finance, and my sister was now fully with me in Dubai. And in July 2021 of that same year, that was when I started creating content on my TikTok page. At first, I would just post silly little videos of just things that were happening around me. I never really thought too much about it. I never thought deeply about it. It was just like a creative outlet for me. Now, fast forward to 2022. This year was a blur to me because nothing really happened. I spent most of my time studying my eyes out and just doing my very best because at this time, I had made that huge switch from engineering to business and finance, and I just wanted my parents to be very proud and to see all the results that I had really poured all my energy into. And now with 2023, that was when my life did a full 360. I started becoming very active on LinkedIn. I started being aware of what a personal brand was. I started being more and more ambitious with my goals. I started like setting big goals. I started really putting myself out there. It was also in that same year that I started redefining my TikTok brand. I started posting more consistently. I started creating content that was engaging, and I started basically finding my voice and who I wanted to be on the internet. I also applied for my first ever internship at that same year, and I got it. That was the internship that I had in Expo City. This is a photo of my third or fourth day at work. Now moving on to 2024, which I call my pivotal year. That was the year that I finally finished university, graduated with a first class degree in business and finance, all thanks to God, honestly. This was the year where so many things had changed completely in my life. This was the year whereby my life had just completely changed. There were so many things that happened, both personally and family-wise. Like, so many things just changed. That year was a bit difficult for me, but it was a year. It was a very, very heavy. It was a very, very heavy and very emotional year for me. This was also the same year that I got my first ever job, and I was also made redundant from that job in 2 months after working at that job. And the funny thing about Dubai is that it's a very quick hire and fire culture. When you come here and when you work, like, nobody really guarantees you that your job is always going to be there. Nobody really guarantees you that your job is always going to, help you, or your job is always going to sustain you. It's basically a very fast hire and fire culture. Nobody is loyal basically to whoever it is that they employ. It's more of like, if they feel like they could find like a cheaper labor, or they feel like you're not as efficient as they want you to be, they will fire you. And that was what happened to me. I got fired. So I spent the whole of 2024 jobless. Actually, towards the last 8 months of the year, I was jobless. I was just at home. That was when I really picked up my camera, I picked up my content, and I started working harder than ever. I was basically finding ways to make money using content, and when one door closed, God opened another door for me, and I started creating content again. That was when I actually started monetizing my content. In that year alone, I ranked up to 25,000 dirhams just from content, and that was what I used to pay for my rent. That was what my sister and I used to support ourselves. And that year was a very life-turning year. It really showed me that God's hands was upon my life and was upon everything that I was doing. That same year was also when I started working on the Dream Girl podcast. This was when I started working with Dr. Sheen. This was when I started being very humble with, my energy, with my resources. I helped in so many ways that I could, and I was basically working with her, and at the same time I was doing my full-time job. Fast forward to 2025. This picture here, I got another job in a logistics company where I served at the finance department. Now, this department was honestly crazy. It was a very fast-paced role. It was a very fast-paced space, but I still enjoyed working with Dr. Sheen. It was a part of me that I could not stop. It was a part of me that I could not, just pack away. I still felt the need to keep on helping her. And lo and behold, that was the same year whereby God had just changed everything for me. I went from being at that job that I hated to working with her full time, which is something that I honestly love. I went from content creation being a hobby to content creation being a business. I worked with so many cool brands. I traveled to India, I traveled to Thailand, I traveled to Zanzibar. It was such a beautiful year for me. God really just did a full 360 on my entire life and my finances and just every single thing. God just blessed me with it. And it was a year where I had to honestly figure out all the things that God had given me. What can I use it for? How can I use that to multiply His kingdom, and how can I use that to multiply those around me? Now fast forward to 2026, where I am recording this video to you. I wanted to give you guys that full timeline of my life because I wanted you guys to see the 6-year progression of what has happened since I moved to Dubai. And I wanted you guys to be the judge on if you feel like Dubai actually worked for me, and if you feel like Dubai was actually a great place for me. I want you guys to really look at my timeline and see how things have changed. The reason why I shared this timeline with you guys is because I want you to really see that Dubai can actually change your life. I want you to see that if this is the place for you and this is where God wants you to be, your life can change phenomenally. When we compare who I was in 2019 and who I am right now in 2026, let's just do a very quick overview. So in 2019, I was very slim. 2026, I'm mid-weighty. In 2019, I had 0 opportunities. In 2026, I have loads of opportunities that are still piling up. In 2019, I had 0 digital footprint. In 2026, I have so much digital footprint. In 2019, I was very shy, very reserved, very to myself. In 2026, I'm very open, very public, and very seen. So basically, yes, Dubai did change my life, but it was what I said at the start of the video. Dubai is not easy, and if you move here thinking that it's going to be easy, your life will not change. Now that we have gone through the whole jumbo mumbo whereby I have used myself as a faithful lab rat to show you guys how my life has changed in Dubai, I want us to really dive deep if Dubai is actually for you, and I'm going to measure this based on certain parameters that I feel like are important and they have the greatest effect on how your life is. One of the parameters I'm going to use is religion. Now, Dubai is an Islamic city. It's a Muslim city. It is filled with Muslims. Like the huge populations of people here in Dubai, they are all Muslims. Now, with this being said, that doesn't mean that there are no churches in Dubai. There are so many churches in Dubai. I don't know what it is about being in Dubai, but when you're in Dubai, you have the inclination to pray more than when you're not in Dubai. I don't know how to explain this, but I have never felt closer to God than when I was in Dubai. Like I am always pray. Like I'm finding avenues to like pray. It's not all the time that it's always perfect, but I just feel more and more. I just feel like I have a stronger presence with God because I am in Dubai, if that makes sense. And it's weird because you would think that an Islamic city is meant to like kind of like push you away from God, right? And honestly, it does. And it's not just because it's an Islamic city, but it's mainly because there are so many distractions that happen. There's so much noise in Dubai. There is so much. I have to say this so many times, like there is so much noise in Dubai, and because there is so much noise in Dubai, it's very difficult for you to know how to lock in. It's very difficult for you to know how to hush down your voice. It's very difficult for you to know how to listen to yourself. There is so much noise in Dubai. There's literally so much noise in Dubai. So in terms of religion, I would give Dubai a 10 out of 10 because in as much as there are so many mosques here, there are actually so many churches here. There are so many opportunities for you to engage with communities. So no, moving to a Muslim city is not going to draw you further from God. The only thing that draws you further from God is if you're not being active with that relationship with Him. Now, the next parameter that I feel like is so important for you to consider are the opportunities. There are so many opportunities in Dubai to the extent that you cannot run out of things to do. You can never run out of events to go for. You can never run out of networking sessions to have. You can never run out of contacts. Like there's just so much that happens here, and the city is very fast paced. It's literally a city whereby things are always moving. It's a city whereby there's no pause. Like everything is always going on and on and on and on and on. Like there is no pause in this city. There is no time for you to like sleep. There's no time for you to rest. There's no time for you to just like relax. Like things are always going on. And when you compare this to like a place like the UK, because so many people that move to Dubai are actually from the UK. When you compare it to places like the UK, you can see how people actually love it because they just feel like there's more that you can do. And Dubai is just that place whereby when you have an idea or you want to bring something to life, all you just have to do is tell one person. Once one person knows, everybody around you, they're going to start looking for people that could actually help you achieve that idea. And that's something that I really love about Dubai, whereby it's a place whereby experts come together and they lift each other up. You don't see anybody trying to like pull the other person down. If you look through the entire story that I shared with you and all the things that have helped change my life, the story is very, very simple. Have the courage to put yourself out there and really have the courage to hone in on who you are and hone in on what you want to do and hone in on the idea that you have. That way, you can definitely guarantee that your life is going to change. Now, the next parameter to judge if Dubai is for you is to look at the lifestyle, the jobs, and the pay. I will be honest, it goes like this. Lifestyle is 100, job is 0, pay is 0. That's basically it. Like Dubai's lifestyle is very addictive. There's always things to see, there's always things to do. There's just always something happening. Like there's always something happening every single time in Dubai. You can never leave your house and like be like, oh, you know what, I don't know where to eat. I don't know where to stay. I don't know where to go. Like, things are just always happening. And that's why I get the lifestyle 100. It is very easy for you to leave your house with 1,000 dirhams and to return back to your house with 0 dirhams, just because the lifestyle is like that, just because there are things that are always happening, just because money is very easily spent here. And now when you look at the reverse case in terms of jobs, you will see that so many people here struggle to get jobs. And as I mentioned in a previous video, it's mainly because there's too many people here. It's mainly because of oversaturation. It's mainly because there are way too many people here, and because of that, most of the jobs are occupied. Most of the jobs have been taken. Most of the jobs are already like filled up with expats, and because of that reason, right, it's just more difficult for the average person to get a job here. And in terms of pay is actually not the best here. Just because you have 5 years of experience in a different field or in a different market or any of that does not mean that that same experience is transferable to Dubai. The UAE values UAE-based experiences. They value experiences that you have had in Dubai. Yes, international experiences can help you, but when you're coming from like an African country or just like a different third world country or like even an Asian country as well, your own experience is going to be seen as something that does not really matter. The only experience that truly matters is if you have UAE experience. So in terms of on that front, if you're coming to Dubai to search for a job, I hate to break it to you, but there's a very high chance that you're going to be searching for a job for a very long time. If there's a word that I will leave you guys with, it's going to be discipline. You have to be disciplined with your finances. You have to be disciplined with your money. You have to be disciplined with your time. You have to be disciplined with yourself. Like, you have to apply a high level of discipline, because the minute that you are not disciplined with all the resources that you have, I honestly tell you the truth, based on everything I have seen, it will, like, you're going to fold. You're going to fall. It's going to be like you're going to spend such a long time in this city and you're not going to live with any evidence because you're not disciplined with your own resources. So no, Dubai is not for you. I don't think you should move here in 2026 if you are not a brutally hungry person. I don't think that you should move here in 2026 if you're not somebody that really goes out to get it. I don't think you should move here in 2026 if you're not somebody that you're willing to do hard things, because this city will test you. It will test you. Now let's move on to some questions that I usually get from TikTok and on Instagram. I usually get questions from people asking me, can Dubai make you rich? Actually, let me pull up my iPad and tell you all the questions that I get. So I got questions like, can Dubai make you rich? Is it easy to find a job? What is it really like living here? Can I find love? Now, the answer to the job question, you guys already know that it is not easy. Now, in terms of can Dubai make you rich? Yes, it can make you rich. It can definitely make you rich, but it takes time. It really takes time. It takes at least the average person 5 to 10 years to make a substantial income from Dubai. So you do not just get rich just by moving here. You get rich by investing in your craft. You get rich by investing in the right networks. It honestly takes a bit of time before you get the amount of money that you want to get here. If I could sum up and give like 3 pieces of advice to anybody that is really considering moving here, like you really feel like this city is for you, if I could give 3 advices that I know that would really help you, and these are the advices that I wish that I applied in my own life. The first advice would be hunt for networks and not jobs. Opportunities come from people. Opportunities come from people. I will say one more time, opportunities come from people. You can apply for so many jobs on LinkedIn, but I promise you that would not go well if you do not have networks already in that company. Now, the second life-changing tip that I would give you is to move with family if you can. Do not come to Dubai by yourself. It is honestly not worth it. Come with family. I know how boring and how isolating and how draining this city can feel when you're just by yourself. You need family. Like, you really need family. I know you're moving here because you want to step out of your comfort zone, but I really want you to take into consideration your mental health. I want you to take into consideration your mental health. I want you to take into consideration how this is going to impact your overall flow. I want you guys to honestly really sit and ask yourself, am I okay with being by myself, especially in a new city? If the answer is no, move with family. And the third life-changing tip that I would give you guys is to invest in your social currency. The amount of pay that you're going to get in Dubai, the amount of opportunities that you're going to get here is going to be as a result of your social currency is going to be as a result of how visible you are. There's so many opportunities that I have gotten that I would have never gotten if I was not visible. I would have never gotten it if I was not somebody that was out there. I would have never gotten it if I was not somebody that was public. I would have never gotten it if I wasn't somebody that was not afraid to put myself online and really talk about topics that I was passionate about. If you want to really get opportunities here, you have to be visible for something. We've come to the end of the video, and if you're interested in learning more about my real-time experiences in Dubai as they happen, I honestly advise you to join the newsletter. That's where I share every single thing about all my learnings in Dubai, about everything that has shaped me and helped me grow. Like, these lessons here have literally changed and transformed my life in so many ways, and I'm really hoping and praying that they can do the same thing for you. If you want to learn how it was like, what courses do I recommend, is this really somewhere that is good for you as a student, definitely check out that video, because that video honestly shaped my life in so many ways. Like, that video, I talked about everything that has helped and supported me through my journey of being here in Dubai. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.